Which movie got too highly praised but was honestly underwhelming? Shakespeare in Love. A fun, if mediocre, film. How the hell Saving Private Ryan lost Best Picture to it, I will never know. Bohemian Rhapsody. Bog standard rise fall then redemption biopic that doesn't even work as a primer for the story of the band Freddie because they took so many liberties with the timeline of events. Personally, I did not like the live-action remake of Beauty and the Beast. It was very lacking for me, but it got amazing reviews everywhere. I don't understand why. Maybe I am wrong. Any of the Disney live-action remakes. They're tired cash grabs, with animation that in my opinion is distractingly bad. Bird Box. After 1 month of non-stop memes and praise decided to give it a shot. One of the biggest letdowns after The Taste of Beer. Crash didn't deserve an Oscar, it wasn't particularly deep or well-made, nor was it particularly nuanced or insightful. Anyone who feels this movie is special must be I'm 14 and this is deep. It was standard Oscar bait, and it sadly worked. It is a very skippable film. Wakanda Forever. Looks like Crash's Oscar win crashed and burned. I don't know why anyone would want to watch CGI and live-action remakes of Disney animated movies. The originals were superb, and did not need an update. All these dogs hit remake sequels 20 years later that no one asked for. Avatar won 3 Oscars and there's a dedicated land for it at Disney. I don't get it. This may not count because I don't know if it's really been that highly praised, but it seems to have fairly high review scores, but Ad Astra with Brad Pitt. It's like Interstellar's boring cousin. It's slower than slow, doesn't really do anything new or interesting and is generally just kind of depressing. I'm sure some people love that, but it just didn't feel like it went anywhere. And when it did have something that broke up the monotony moon pirate chase, it still somehow felt dull and nonsensical. Black Panther. It was a good, solid Marvel movie, but it did not deserve a Best Picture nomination. La La Land was highly praised, but I didn't think it was all that special or unique. Moonlight was the right decision that night. American Hustle. Shakespeare in Love. The Irishman. Joker IMO. It was fine, but I wasn't the earth-shattering movie that a lot of people act like. The Notebook. Right now I'm gonna go with all the live-action Disney movies, particularly the current Little Mermaid and Lion King. Avatar. Is it good? Yeah, I think so. Is it even remotely that good? Absolutely not. Pearl Harbor. 90% of the movie is a love story and has nothing to do with the actual attack on Pearl Harbor. As a fan of history and war movies, it really is one of the worst. Edit sorry folks, I am wrong. Apparently it was not well liked. Black Panther. Mother. I've seen so many people praise it as stressful and tense and a deep metaphor. I found it boring and thought the whole biblical aspects to be ham-fisted and annoying. All the Fast and Furious movies. I saw a ton of hype around Licorice Pizza, and thankfully did not spend money to watch it in theaters. It was on some streaming service, and by the end of it, I was angry I even spent my time on it. It felt like a self-insert fanfic you'd read on Wattpad, but also extremely fucking creepy. If the genders were reversed in the movie, people would have probably responded much differently to it. The Piano. Not only was it nominated for a Best Picture, there were people saying it deserved to win over Schindler's List. I thought the music was good, but so much else of the whole movie was so contrived that I could barely believe someone had written it, let alone that someone decided to spend $7 million filming it. It's just not good. The Revenant. I guess it was fine, but dragged on a lot at times and felt like it could have been at least like 30 minutes shorter. Back in my late teens, everyone I knew was obsessed with Donnie Darko. I remember watching it and thinking it was okay, not a terrible film or anything, but I knew I'd never watch it again. The Incredibles 2. The villain was obvious, the plot was obvious, and I ended up almost falling asleep multiple times in the cinema while watching it. Avatar. It only did so well because of the new tech used to film it in 3D.